Look at this sexy French man. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Limbus Company. SlayerMathis. Last time we started Canto 3, and this time we will be continuing on Canto 3. But first things first, we are going to do a singular 10 pull on the new Merceau and Sinclair banner. Ooh, okay. G-Corp Otis is an interesting one. You know what, I will also do a Roja. One pull for each banner. Oh. And we did get an Ego, I believe that is. Okay, 7 Heathcliff. T-Corp Roja. Another Liu Hong Lu. Ooh. That fucking goose. Indican Trial. This is one I do not have on my main account. And I will not be getting for a while. But it's a high-level Ego. Let's quick go over all of those first. Jeez, I have a lot of Heathcliffs. 7 Corp Heathcliff is a Rupture unit. It's not the best out there, but it does have a decent passive for Rupture teams. Very good in Mirror Dungeon, but everything is good in Mirror Dungeon. T-Corp Roja is a Tremor unit. It actually does some pretty good Tremor, as well as gives both time gives Borrowed Time and Time Moratorium. Very interesting statuses, but it's not the best user of it. I'll go to the Ego second. G-Corp Otis is one of the few pure support units. It's all 1-coin skills, which is always very interesting. It does inflict a little bit of sinking with its skill 3, but that's one of the better passives. Randomly give an attack, defense, or protection as sort of combat phase. Very solid. Always helps you out. And then Indican Trial. Indican's Trial, whatever. 4 attack weight. Since it is Vav Ego, it will eventually lose you 30 SP, but it is a very good burn. It gives a lot of burn there. Sadly, I don't really have much burn. Searing Bird Cage, plus Wrath Resistance per stack for... Its main target inflict... It's on main target. But why? Okay. Okay, so they take less Wrath damage, but they also give a lot of bind. If I understand that correctly. And then, yeah. I'll still grab it. It goes up to 5 attack weight. Can potentially go up to 7 attack weight. Jesus. We'll still equip it, but not really gonna use T-Corp Roja. I don't think. Yeah, it'll be a while before we get to actually really being able to. Yeah. Actually, not too bad. I'll grab. It's a bit. I probably realistically should have just held the weekly bonus, but oh well. Not a big deal. Back to the Unchanging. Get HP bullets as our thing of choice. As our mission name. And it's just a normal fight. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm just going to bring something up real quick. So, right now we see that Lament Mourn and Despair is marked as a struggling. The win rate formula doesn't really know how to handle negative coin skills. It is literally impossible for us to lose this. They roll a max of 13, we roll a minimum of, if I can do math correctly, we roll a minimum of 18? No. Yeah, 18. So, sometimes it just doesn't quite know how to respond to win rate. So that's one reason why, yeah. Oh, sorry, we actually rolled a minimum of 20. My bad. But yeah, there's not too many negative coin skills, so it doesn't matter too much. Really, the majority of negative coins are on Corroded Ego, which most of those target indiscriminately, so you don't even have a choice in who you target. Oh, so sadly, I don't think we got the second use of Lament Mourn and Despair from the counter. Yeah, well. Yeah, again, it's not something you really have to worry about that much. It's cool to have noted, like, it's interesting to have as an option, but, like, again, you really only have Lament Mourn and Despair, you have all of One Who Grips Sinclair, and all of Sunshower Heathcliff. And I believe that's it for negative coins, aside from Corroded Ego. Sinclair's about to take so much damage, by the way. It's kind of unfortunate that we got such a good ego for Burn, while we have Burn is like one of our least supported things. That said, a lot of Walpurgis IDs are Burn, and of course I'm saving up a lot for Walpurgis. I don't know if I'll be able to fully get the 2600 Lunacy for Walpurgis, for the pity on Walpurgis, but we probably can, honestly. Considering that for every EX clear we get, what, 40? Every chapter just for free, we get, hold up, let me do the math real quick. You get about 700, for each chapter, or for each, full counto. Kick up Singularity, HP bullets. Any would-be fatal injuries we managed to inflict were healed away with a single shot of those regenerative rounds. It was only a matter of time for the thread by which Heathcliff's patience was hung snapped. I can't take it anymore! It's got to be the most pointless fight in the world. Can't you see? I told you, entering into conflict with a wing is an exercise in futility. I just didn't know the futility would hit us right away. Flex grows as soon as it's removed. It is difficult to continue without continue on with combat. Really? Art can be rubbish like this, huh? Ryoshi made the most pained expression I've seen from her, begrudgingly swinging her sheath around. Cuts and slashes will mend before even a drop of blood can spill from them. There could be a worse battle for Ryoshi to fight. Is there anything we can do? HP, or helipoiesis, is a bioengineered technology that allows for the continuous repair of damage from lost cells. One dose already lasts considerably long, so imagine what that means for those in the nests who receive constant supplies. But simply, you can't reasonably defeat them in combat. Even Faust was shaking her head in despondency, but then... In the height of chaos, I have arrived at last! A peal of overwhelmingly energetic laughter rang through the air. I know who this is, so I already have the voice in for them. Yeah, even when we get caught up with the Kantos in, like, a year, speaking of laughter, hello, Heathcliff. Even when we get caught up with the Kantos in, like, a year, I'm gonna be playing ahead on my main account before doing recording. A figure approached us with terrifying force, reminiscent of a frenzied beast. What the? It's the thing running at us. TA's 3 seconds. Manager, your judgment. I don't know, not sure what to... Vergilius was the only one who showed no surprise. To be more clear, he was more displeased than unsurprised at this apparently expected arrival. There you are. K-Corp Superstar. A jovial-looking man appeared amidst the chaos with an obnoxious laugh. Greetings, one and all! You are free to share stories of the heroic feats you are to witness here, but photographs and more will require permission from K-Corp. Alas, I must attend a magazine interview in half an hour, so I cannot overlinger. I pray you to understand. I was wondering when you'd come. I heard you became a wagey serving a wing, Siegfried. I see your tongue is as sharp as ever, dear fellow. I rushed here at once in response to Code Purple, and methinks your friends were the perpetrators. Not exactly friends. I hope you understand that I have nothing to do with the commotion. In that case... Yep, so I'm counting you to give them a spicy lesson. All you two muttering about don't bode well. Green. Wonder what stone did he come out? Very well! Well, it appears that some of you come from faraway lands! Right then, I shall grant you all the privilege of photography for this special occasion! Treats like worshippers on the streets. How dare you... Sorry. I'll let Don's voice actor take care of it. Don Quixote, what's wrong? The man himself! One of yours to get this done within 1 minute if possible. Keep the clock out of this. A prosthetic, is it? Right, then make it 50 seconds! Both a skilled fighter and talented performer, I can only watch in awe as he proved himself to be nothing short of a hero. Now look here once more! I'm sure our fans will love it! This player is too damn strong. What did you do just now? Well, isn't that cute? One after another, he made short work of the sinners. Vergilius watched the carriage with pleased expression. About time they learned what happens if they kick up a ruckus in a nest thinking they can get away with it. Dante, you may not remember it at the moment, but at one point you used to be something of a bigwig, so to speak. I was? I just couldn't picture it. Right now, I'm just a powerless leader who fumbles in any emergency, constantly being chewed up, spat out, and ignored in the trash by my sinners. They've even started treating me as the team's field medic, to think that this miserable manager used to be a respected leader of many sometime in the past. I felt a genuine desire to ask folks for another way to recover my memories. However, your memory loss does not wholly excuse all the faults in your performance as a manager. I'm certain you understand what I mean. I thought of the staff at K-Corp checkpoint. They showed no pity for the family they were about to tear apart, treating it all as nothing more than part of the due procedure. Although Don Quixote got us into trouble when she sprang forth to rectify injustice, I just know it would have haunted my sleep for days if we turned a blind eye. Seeing Heathcliff tighten the grip on his weapon to veins as you witnessed the disturbance. If not Don Quixote, I feel at least one of us would have intervened. Truth be told, I didn't do everything in my power to keep Don Quixote down. Vergilius isn't necessarily wrong when he says the blame rests on me for causing this. Taking back my head might not be for the best after all, Vergilius. Oh dear. I've got to tell him to put a microphone next time. I'll take it that you've gotten my point. Hurrah! 46.5 seconds! Another day, another heroic tale of justice written! Looks like the curtains are closed. Count 3-1, Dante. Yeah, 40 for each. Effie, solid 2. After 12 whirls of agony, the sinners were all back in one piece. The massacre must have been humbling, since it felt rather strange seeing them in the squad. How's life been, Red Gaze? We've rarely had the chance to meet in recent times. Haven't shown up into the League of Excellent Nest-Dwelling Fixes lately, either. Were you unable to read the dozens of invitations I sent you? Change your dresses. I don't have the time to look top brass boots like you're doing. I don't know what happened between these two, but Vergilius is a bit hostile here, right? Apologies if you heard a big bing bong. That is my video editor doing its thing. The difference in disposition between them is rather clear, isn't it, Dante? In what ways? Simply put, Mr. Siegfried can best be described as a pro-wing fixer based on the views he's expressed. Neither hand or guide Vergilius sought independence as a fixer. He believes that a fixer loses sight of their core principles the moment they become subordinate to an influential entity. He is someone who is strict towards those with power, after all. While speaking with Faust, I saw Don Quixote quake and approach Siegfried with shaky hands. She must have been honored to see him, even after being mincemeat by his hands mere moments ago. Oh, fine I am! I've collected figurines sculpted after you! Though I've yet to get my hands on limited editions. I set my heart to becoming a magnificent fixer such as you! Ah, an aspiring fixer! I've little time to spare, but more than enough for an autograph. Is that true? Then will you sign an autograph here? Just one breath, Don Quixote. Attention. Code Purple dismissed. Code Purple dismissed. All codes cleared. Huzzah! That's a job well done! Done well over. Now then, until next we meet! Ha! Leaping with tremendous force, Siegfried vanished into the air. Although there was a small delay, we did get the travel permit in the end. Vergilius returned to the bus in the meantime, or perhaps only got off knowing we run into that Siegfried. He looked rather upset as he walked away, but no one else seemed to care that much. Clueless of the surrounding frigidness, Don Quixote was happy as a clam, caressing the sheet of paper autographed by Siegfried. I must be caught in a dream! Madre Esquire, will you pinch my cheeks just once? Yes, I was about to give the blissful Don Quixote a word while we walked out of the border checkpoint. An armored vehicle stopped before us. Your fun fell. Spoiling the challenge is right in front of a next checkpoint. This vehicle is from LCC, the clearance department. Following Faust's plain reply, the vehicle's doors opened. Yeah, jeez, it took so long. I cycled 3 laps waiting for it to be over. A couple of familiar faces appeared out of the car. Effie and Sod. Even though their outfits had changed, their faces were greased with just much confidence and poise. Oh, people from the before team, huh? Something about you looks different, I've got to say. That was a disguise we had in order to hit the casino. It was ultimately useless, though. Still got the sharp tongue, huh? My chest ached a little at the thought of the harmonious cacophony that was our last operation. So, you should see the hand down the clock trembling? Make him cry. I was just being playful. If I had much room for improvement in regard to skill, I've made up my mind to admit that the LCB department has its own character. In spite of the rough path we took, this did leave a positive impression on the two. The before team was supposed to be on site at this hour, wasn't it? Well, they should be there already, so I had to wait for you because we had useful intel to share. In case you cared about us, right? Do you have a couple of new fans knee-deep in our charm? You know, something like the sort of food that's cooked up from ghastly ingredients, but the end results is a pleasant surprise. Had a lot on the battlefield. Miserable to swallow, but somehow memorable. What kind of food have you been eating? By the way, what's the intel you were going to share with us? It's about the target location. The other factions occupied the place already, putting in more manpower than usual as a result. But there are now a swarm of gadflies attracted by the opportunity. As Otis pointed out, we weren't new to encounters against groups of foes drawn to the Golden Boughs. For our first mission, straggling soldiers from G-Corp took shelter in the abandoned facility, and our second variety of gangs inhabited the casino. Unfortunately, our promise this time won't be some crummy no-names like before. Took a peek at the immigration inspection report and found that N-Corp dispatched legion of employees a few weeks ago. Same destination as ours, too. N-Corp? That was an officially disclosed activity. Seeing that K-Corp's let them pass means they might have made a deal under the table. Which, if it's true that N-Corp has sent staff in advance, then the journey won't be a smooth one. You see, we might make an enemy of several wings as we go on. In the long-term, conflicts with wings will be an unavoidable step in the process. Judging from the fact that N-Corp hasn't made this motion officially known, it could end as a simple conflict of interest. Furthermore, we can't discount the possibility that not the Golden Bough they're after. Will it change that we're convenient pawns for higher-ups to throw on either way? Alright, heard some morons got seen at the K-Corp checkpoint. Guess you who they were? Rumor travels with such haste. 'Twas as though astride Rochinante. Don Quixote hung her head, possibly in embarrassment. Perhaps she's finally starting to learn that her reckless actions have repercussions that are mistaken, and she's glad more people know of what she's done. A shame I missed it. It's not the kind of spectacle you see every day. Really, who in their right mind would mess with away another border checkpoint unless they had lives to spare? Please, don't tell me. Come on, we don't have much time, so we should get going. Dear, Mr. Vergilius is nowhere to be seen yet again. Him? We went back to the bus first. What a pity. I didn't want to miss my chance to say hello. I'll leave an impression on him the next time, mark my words. Plan has moving into the team in your stead. What, that's the reason you wanted to meet him? That was entirely a joke. See you at the site then. You can get there in one piece anyway. I do like Effie and Sod. They're nice and sarcastic in a fun way. Just because I don't know exactly how long we're at. I'm at 20 minutes on my recording, but I did have however much cut out. We'll view this cutscene before ending things off. A pouty Karen on the cold stare of Vergilius awaited us on the bus. The air was heavy with a sense of oppression, leaving little room for lighthearted jokes. You're late. Karen counted to 100 and you still didn't come. Go on. She seemed to have a few more words ready to be flung in that icy tone, but Vergilius put a hand on her shoulder and gave her a glance. Berg, Karen will remember this. Sorry about that. I'll buy you something sweet later. Karen stopped in the driver's seat without further complaint, and Vergilius slowly turned to us. If there was one thing the sinners and I were all good at, it'd be sensing imminent danger and making way. Dispersing from the group, we sculled away into our seats, leaving only Don Quixote anxiously standing in the aisle of the bus. Let's hear your excuse, Don Quixote. I could not turn a blind eye to the weak being persecuted. No, wrong. My vision couldn't follow what happened in that instant. I have nothing to blink, so it shouldn't have been possible for me to miss a moment, and yet... When I caught up with the situation, the first thing that came into my sight was Don Quixote brought to the ground, shoulder trampled on the Vergilius shoe. I asked for an excuse, not a justification of your views. This isn't the first time either, Don Quixote. You're responsible for 3 separate incidents already. That's 3 separate times you've jeopardized our work with your deranged behavior. What do you think? Speak. While my own actions did inconvenience my colleagues... Don Quixote's pain groaned grew louder, but no one stepped in. Of course, she was being punished for her own actions, but more than anything, it was definitely that disrupting this wasn't going to make the situation better. I was asking for your thoughts. Why do you not understand this? I was speaking only to be interrupted! What you should have said to me at the get-go was an apology, Don Quixote. Anything you'd add should be an elaboration on how you plan to improve your conduct. What unjust... Thou art demanding a specific answer out of me! Don't you know? The company already has the correct answers for its employees. The questions are only asked to see if you can get it right. You're sorely mistaken if you believe the company is sincerely curious about your input. If the company insists so, then I'm sick of this. Vergilius kicked Don Quixote, tossing her to the floor. Then gripping her fall by the collar. I'm sure you remember what went down when you joined. I hope you haven't forgotten the deal we struck that day, Miss Don Quixote. Vergilius' eyes glistened with a much brighter hue of red than usual. Staring directly into them, Don Quixote soon gave back a nod without another word. That's all. Back to your seat. Watching someone who usually exuded pride and confidence quickly shift to such a discouraged, crestfallen state didn't exactly make for a pleasant sight. Though a deal that Don Quixote got to go silenced simply by bringing it up, it makes me wonder what it was about. The same goes for the rest of you. A company is a platform for fulfilling egocentric dreams or preaching big ideas. If you would still go against the terms of your employment contract to act unprompted, consider the consequences before you do. Spend a grueling period of being unable to escape, not through death, nor through struggles of severance. Just getting help from that guy, who was that again? Mr. Jack Fritcher or something? What's wrong with his feathers? It's Siegfried. Sheesh, mission hasn't even started or got a scolding. There's some tact for you, okay? Yeah, the day will come sooner or later. Be more careful from now on. Only 2 birds gawking at me. Would you get stoned? Fine, got it. I mentioned before how I kind of thought that there wasn't too much in regards to, like, them directly, having beat for beat planned past Canto 5. I did forget about the deal they struck, which we won't get details on for a long time. Regardless, that'll do it for this time, and next time we continue on with Canto 3. But until then, see you guys later.